Muhammad claimed that there is hypocrites, and he is not one of them. But look what he said. It is not lawful to lie except in 3 cases. Something the man tells his wife to please her, to lie during the war, to lie in order to bring peace between the people. Okay, hold on. Let us analyze this. The man is allowed to lie to his wife in order to say something to please her. If he tell her, I did marry a second wife, she will be upset. So what we do? We lie. I say to her, for sure you are the only wife I have. What are you talking about? You are the most beautiful woman. I will never look at any woman except you. But yet the guy he have already other wife. It is lawful to lie to your family in Islam. But hold on, why? What kind of a prophet he teaches followers that I can lie in order to please someone? Is that an ethical thing? What about the woman lying to her husband? Is that an ethical thing? So if the wife now she lied to her husband to please him, it is logical in Islam and it is ethical. So lies is exchange. It's a lifestyle in Islam, and the purpose is to please your partner. So we spend the day lying to each other. I lied to my wife lied to me, and supposedly that will make it a happy family. That is the devil teaching. Then to lie during war, to lie during war, which means to lie to who? Guys, when we say lie during war, Muslims in war with who? Somebody tell me. Muslims are in war with who? What war? With the kuffar, non-Muslims. The Quran full of verses saying that you should fight the non-Muslims until the judgment day. So they are in war with you. According to Islam, a Muslim, he believes he is in war with you until judgment day. And war, it's not necessarily that he is holding a gun right now and attacking you. For him, this is a religious war. When he have the opportunity to attack you by a gun, he will. But when he don't, still he is in war, but he cannot do it. So when they say to you, a Muslim, he is allowed to lie during war, but they will not tell you that Muslims are always with war with non-Muslims. If we go in the Quran, it says, "Oh, who you believe, take not my enemy and your enemy as a friend." Chapter 60, verse number 1. Never. You cannot take them as a friends. For what? For they are your enemies. Oh, who you believe, take not my enemies as your friends or protectors. Why? Because they rejected Islam. So my enemies are your enemies. If we go in different verse in the Quran, we will find the following. Chapter 60, verse number 4. It says, there is for an excellent example to follow in Abraham and those who with him when they say to their people, we are clear of you and whatever you worship beside Allah, and we have rejected you, and there is has a reason between us and you, enmity and hatred forever, unless you believe in Allah. Do you see it, guys? So Allah is teaching the Muslims that anyone who don't believe in Islam, you as a Muslim, you have a hatred and enmity toward him until judgment day, forever. Do you see it? They lie to you. They say, oh, this is only during wartime. What do you think? Wartime in Islam is you as a Muslim, you are in war with someone you never met just because he's not a Muslim. Someone from Japan you never met, he is a Buddha, he's your enemy. Someone from China is an atheist, he's your enemy. And Allah is giving example here. The best of the Muslims is those who do what Abraham do and his followers, when they said that between us and you there's no relationship whatsoever, and between us and you there's enmity and hatred forever. Yeah, and sure, the Muslim, they will say this Quran is da'if. I mean, it's obvious. This Quran is da'if, right? So when Muhammad he said you can lie in war, he mean he can lie to anyone. He is not a Muslim, because Muslims should not fight with each other anyway. The war is always should be with non-Muslims. And even the Muslims, they fight him, as I said to you before, they have to call him kafir first before they fight him, which means he is out of Islam already. The excellent example, who is talking? Allah, supposedly, Aka Muhammad. Excellent example is what? Is what those people said. There is nothing between us and you except enmity and hatred forever, unless you believe in Allah. So what is the reason for enmity and hatred? What is the reason? They don't believe in Allah. Not because they are fighting. No. You can write down the reference, you can save it in your bookmark, you can do whatever you need to do. And then we can give tons of verses in the Quran saying and speaking the same thing. And when the Quran in chapter 5 verse number 51 says that you cannot take Christians or Jews as a friends, was the Quran speaking about something temporarily? No. Was speaking of until the judgment day. And you can read all Islamic interpretation, you will see it says the same. So when Muhammad he said you can lie in 3 cases, to your family, to your enemy, to your friends, he meant you can lie to everybody, because who's left? Your enemies is the Jews and the Christians and non-believers. As simple as that. Chapter 3 verse number 28. This is the chapter of Taqiyya. You cannot take them as a friends. Who are they? Anyone is not a Muslim. Is that temporary? No, forever. Chapter 4 verse number 89. You see, even in this chapter here, it says that anyone who don't join the Islamic State, by refusing to join the Islamic State, by what? By doing hijrah. What is a hijrah? To immigrate with the Muslim mujahideen. You see, like the Muslim mujahideen, they immigrate to Afghanistan. So if you got the opportunity to immigrate to Afghanistan to join the Islamic State, whatever Islamic State exists, you should immigrate there. If you don't do that, you are a lawful target to be killed too. For obviously you don't want to do immigration, and this is written in the Quran. But they wish that you should reject faith as they do, and thus be on there in the same foot or footing as they are, but take not friends from their ranks until they flee in the way of Allah. Until what? Until they flee. What flee? Do hijrah, to do jihad. And here between two brackets it says from what is forbidden. This is a lie. To flee and to do jihad, because even if you are a Muslim and you don't do jihad, you see, a Muslim, you have to do jihad in one of two ways. We're talking about the wartime, which is always exist, either his money or his physical body by sword. If you cannot do it by physical, then you have to do jihad by money. If you don't do it by both, because you don't have both, then you are okay. What if somebody is old or sick, or okay, but you are a poor and you are healthy, you have to go by sword and do jihad. You are rich and you have money, okay, you have to give money. So if you don't do jihad by immigration to the Islamic State, then wherever you find them, seize them and kill them. And in any case, take no friends or helpers from their ranks. In any case. Why? Because we showed you where Allah is supposed to say, take not my enemies as your friends. Those are the enemies of Allah. The enemies of Allah is your enemy. So when a Muslim he says to you, oh, we are allowed to lie to the enemy, he is just saying to you, I am allowed to lie to you. Then if we go to the interpretation book, and I did read this many times, but let us just take a short fast look at this interpretation. Give me a second to open it. Chapter 3 verse number 28, and again this is the Muslim interpretation. I have nothing to do with it. It says the same, that a Muslim cannot take an unbeliever as a friend, etc. However, the interpretation saying it clearly, anyone who take them as a friend, he is sincere about taking them as a friend. If you are a sincere Muslim, sincere in what? Not sincere Muslim to be a Muslim, no, sincere to take me as a friend. If you do that, who are sincere, whose so friends has no connection with Allah, which means the second you take me as a friend, you are not a Muslim no more. Has no honor or mercy or protection from Allah, which means Muslims can kill him, slaughter him, rape his wife, unless it be to guard yourself against them. And what does that mean? Well, you live in America. What you want to say? I wish I can kill all the Americans. They will be arrested. You do taqiyya. As simple as that. You are a Muslim who will take a citizenship. To take a citizenship, you have to take an oath. And the oath, obviously, if you either you believe in it or you don't believe in it. So how we can take an oath? Well, the Quran give you a solution. In chapter 3 verse 28 it says you can lie. In different chapter it says you can take even false oath. Imagine how much deception this cult is full of. Read with me carefully. لا يؤاخذكم الله باللغو في أيمانكم. Okay, what does that mean? Allah will not take you accountable for lying with your oath. You can take oath to anyone. Anyone, your wife, your family, your friends, your enemy, it doesn't matter, even your family. Imagine. Allah will not call you to account of your truthlessness in your oath, which means if you make an oath and there is no truth in this oath, you don't mean this oath, Allah judge you by the intention of your heart. He's Allah all forgiving. So I can take a billion oath swearing by Allah, putting my hand in the Quran, I swear I don't hate you, I swear I am your friend, I swear I like you. But Allah doesn't count. Those doesn't count. What count is what in your heart. And this is exactly what it says in the hadith here. Saving yourself from them, speaking in a friendly way toward them while your heart dislike this. That what is important for Islam. You can say I am a friend to the Christians, to the Jews, to the Hindu, to the Buddhists, as much as you wish. As long your heart is dislike this, it's fine. But if you are sincere and you mean it, you are not a Muslim no more. You are a hypocrite. You are a disbeliever, and you has no connection to Allah, and has no honor, no mercy and protection. Which means Muslims can kill you, slaughter you, rape your wife, take your money. That is Islam, my friend. You can take false testimony. You can go, you can say anything you want. Allah will not take you accountable for your false oath and lies. Allah, He care what is in your heart. He understand you are trying to fool the Jews, the Christians, the Hindus, the Buddhas, the atheists. That's good. Perfect. As long you are not sincere and you don't mean to be their friends. So when the Muslim they say it's a myth, it's a lie,